Welcome to the Lafaya podcast, the podcast for people who refuse to fold in the face of adversity. Whether you're navigating personal challenges or professional obstacles, this show is a reminder that you have the power to play to win. Hey everybody, I'm here with Audrey today, and I'm super excited about what it is she's doing for women out there. And I think, men, you can learn from this stuff too, like dads out there, boyfriends, husbands. You need to understand that there are other options as well. So it's not just for women, it's for those who care about women. So,
That's right.
Audrey, without any further ado, introduce yourself, let them know what it is that you do.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm a health coach and I'm a herbal coach, and I help women that are struggling with their hormones and their menstrual cycle
Yes.
to rebalance and to get a nice period naturally and holistically. So when they don't want to be using the pill, or when they want to get a little bit more of a ground and round solution to their period.
Okay, so tell a little bit about how you came to do this
Mm-hmm.
work that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the journey started when I was young and I had my first period, and it was so chaotic. It was really, really bad. And the doctor was like, okay, we're kind of worried about you, so we'll put you on the pill. And they were like, I was 12, so the purpose of the pill was just to get past the really bad things. And I was like, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But we never talked about it afterwards. The pill
Mm,
prescription just got renewed and renewed and renewed, and I was like in my late teens when I was like, wait a minute. I'm taking medication every day. And at that time I was overweight, I was super depressed, like things were really difficult, and I was like, is there maybe potentially a link between this medication that I'm taking every day and how I'm feeling in my body? And I
mm.
did a little bit of research and I found out that, well, there's some side effects and there's some of these things, and I was like, okay, I can definitely see a link here. But I knew that if I would talk to my doctor or, people around me, they were like, no, 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 you're fine, it's fine, no worry. Like, it's better for you to take the pill because it was so bad without. So I secretly cut off of it because I was like, this needs to stop, and I had this, deep inner feeling.
Yes.
And when I stopped, that was the beginning of me trying to find other ways that I could manage my symptoms and understand what was going on in my body. And it was only a few years later, I was well into my studies, when I was like, I saw this woman talking about hormonal symptoms, and I was like, wait a minute, I have all of these.
Mm.
Are you saying these are my hormones? I can change this? And I shifted my studies because what I learned from that woman changed so much in my life.
Oh my
Night
goodness.
and day, my
Okay.
experience.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
just going back just a
Yeah.
little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically took what was an extreme challenge in your life, because when you have challenges with, and we won't get deep into detail because I guess that can get kind of uncomfortable for
Mm.
people. I'm not uncomfortable talking about it because
I'm
I
not
feel like it
either.
really is a subject that people need to talk about, and
Yeah.
that we should
Yeah.
not hide our pain. If we are in pain, it's not right for us to be in pain, and we should figure out
Absolutely.
what, so even if it's the dreaded, horrid secret, period, like that we all have though,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
we should
Absolutely.
that we should never suffer. That if we are
No.
suffering, then there should be a solution that it is that we're looking for. And for
Yes.
you, you went through this pain and something, and then they found a solution for you,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That did not work for you. It made your life,
No.
it made you not have a good quality of life. You were experiencing,
No.
like you said,
Mm-hmm.
depression. You were experiencing, weight gain, that probably unexplainable weight gain. Like you don't
Yeah.
understand.
Absolutely.
I'm not living a lifestyle to fit what it is that's happening in my body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that did for you was it kicked in it kind of created this calling for you, right? Something
Absolutely.
told you there has to be something better. And
Yeah.
in your teens, you said you took
Yeah.
a step, right? You took in your late teens,
Yep.
you took a step towards, like, no, there has to be a better way, and I'm going
Yeah.
to figure out what that is. And I know these pills aren't it. And I'm going to figure
Yep.
out what is. Oh, that's awesome. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but you said, so
Nope.
you saw something, a woman, she was speaking about, hormonal
Yeah.
regulation and all that. So, yes, tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I was just listening to her and she was talking about something medical and she was like, "Oh yeah, if you have a patient that has these symptoms, check for hormonal imbalance first because that might be the cause." And I was like, "Hold up." Like, I have that. I have all of these things. And I was like, hormonal imbalance, what? And at that time, I was in my 20s, and it's like, I don't even know how my body functions. And that was such a huge shock for me to be, wait, maybe I'm not broken. Maybe it's just maybe there's something else out there. Maybe I was right, you know? And
Hmm.
so I went on a rabbit hole of what are you talking about? What is a hormonal imbalance? What does
Hmm.
that have to do with me? What does that have to do? And what I discovered completely changed my life because I was like, "Oh, right, I might have too many estrogens. This is what causes too many estrogens. Oh, right, I don't have enough progesterone. This is what in my lifestyle can empower." And then within 2 months, my whole health had completely shifted. And I was like, I suffered for many years for a resolution that took 2 months just because I understood what my body needed and how it was functioning. And that's when I decided to make it into my work because I was like, nobody told me, and I needed to hear that. So I'm
Yes.
gonna be the one telling it.
Yes, because at first it was, or it seemed to be, about you being broken, right? If
Absolutely.
there's,
Absolutely.
if you're experiencing an issue that,
Hmm.
and it's related to an issue that all women, or most women anyway, have
Yep.
to go through, but you're experiencing that in a negative way, then there must be something wrong with you. Maybe you did
Oh,
something terrible in your past life, whatever it
yeah.
is, right? We don't even think those
Yeah.
things through. We
Yeah.
just, again, like you said, we just suffer through. We don't want to complain, and even if we did, people
No.
don't feel sorry enough for us anyway. They're going to be like, oh, get over it. We all have it, even though
Yeah.
they don't understand the pain, right?
No.
And so it was that is so fantastic. Okay, so what did you find in your research? Like when you started to research, like what it looks like when you have too much estrogen, and what it looks like when when you have too much or not enough progesterone. What did you find? Like how did you like put things together?
Yeah, so the first thing I learned was actually what the menstrual cycle is, because I had this idea that the menstrual cycle is like just when you bleed. And then, because you're not pregnant. And then I
Hmm.
had to learn, as an adult, I had to learn, wait, the menstrual cycle is a complex hormonal mechanism that impacts every aspect of your life. And the ruling hormones of the way that your body functions, they need to be moving together and dancing together. So there are these hormones that are being produced by different parts of your body at different moments of your cycle. And if at those moments of your cycle they're not able to produce the correct levels, then you're going to start to feel symptoms from that. And
Oh,
because your body's trying to tell you, "Oh, I wasn't able to give you enough progesterone at this time where I was supposed to give you this amount, and I give you less or I give you more." And so I need to tell you that something is off. So the first thing is I learned how it worked and I learned what it was so that I could see my symptoms as information rather than just this thing I have to suffer through because I'm a woman.
oh my goodness. Okay, so I am 50 years old. And that is the
Mhm.
first time ever in my life. Okay, wait, I don't even. Oh, ooh, maybe TMI, but I don't even have a period anymore. Okay, and
Yep,
it's the
yep,
first time in my life that I've ever heard what a period, what a menstrual cycle truly is,
yep,
that would
yep.
explain why it's called a cycle, right? And we
Yeah,
don't think about
absolutely.
these things, right? And so
No.
our body is supposed to be doing a certain thing for us, and if it's not doing that thing, it tells us, hey, we don't have
Something
enough
went
of
off.
this, or there's too much
Hmm.
of this, right? And so here's a symptom,
Hmm.
so that we can figure out how to get that regulated. Oh
Yep.
my, okay, so
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else is just learning this anew. It could just be me. I didn't pay close attention in sex ed. I did not, but I don't think they taught us this, honestly.
They
In
didn't.
there. Okay, but I
They
don't
didn't.
recall any of this. And I think I would have held on to it too because I had such a horrible period experience
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
if this is the first time you're hearing this, oh my goodness, you guys make sure you stay tuned in because you definitely, or we'll have another show notes too. You'll definitely want to seek out more
Let's go.
information from Ms. Audrey because she is clearly a wealth of information that we didn't even know we had access to. But anyway, sorry.
Go for it. This is
So you
awesome.
found out, so you found out all that stuff, and then okay, so then what was next for you when you started to figure out like, oh, okay, then these are the things that can contribute to that,
Yeah,
that not enough or
exactly.
too much, right? So what exactly, like how did you set things up for yourself? Like what did you do exactly to
Yeah,
improve your symptoms?
absolutely. So good. So my specific problem is that I didn't have enough progesterone. And so for me, my situation specifically, I could see with my research, I was like, okay, I am stressed, and I can see that stress is a cause of low progesterone. And okay, I can see that I'm not getting these nutrients enough. And so I looked at my symptoms and I started looking at them as information, like I said. But then
Yes.
I went a little deeper and I was like, for me personally, how is my body and my life connected? How is my body reflected the life that I'm having? And so one of the main things for me was realizing I am so stressed and I am trying to perform in ways that I don't need to be trying to perform. And I am trying
Mm.
to get up to a standard, and this idea that my body is broken contributed to it, right? It's like I have to make more effort than most because my body's broken. So I have to fight to get to the standard of what it means to be a woman, of what it means to be successful. And when I realized, okay, first of all, my body's not broken, and second of all, yeah, I'm stressed. And I'm stressed because of the standard I'm putting on myself. So the
Yes.
first thing, well, after putting some of those healthier habits, like I started eating a little bit more vegetables, I started to be more careful around my sleep, I started to drink more water. After these like very technical little things, I started to look at the stress. That was the big, I could see was the big source of all my hormonal imbalances. And
Ooh.
slowly I just pulled on the threads. It's like, okay, that I can see that this is stressing me out. So I'm gonna challenge myself, but in a more playful and positive way to kind of undo that this way that I'm looking at myself.
Oh, okay. I like
And then I
this.
reestablished a relationship with my body by letting my body tell me, hey, those ways you're living life, that's not working for me. So, hey, I can't produce enough progesterone for you because you're too stressed. So then I have to ask myself, why am I stressed? And then when I ask myself, why am I stressed? Then I'm being motivated to be like, I have to figure it out because otherwise I have these symptoms.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so that's huge. So that
Yeah,
that of course led, I mean, that had you had already had the mindset, I believe, that you wanted to move forward with a more holistic approach. Like
yeah,
you seemed like at a very young age, which is not always the
yeah.
case for young people, right? Sometimes they want
No,
that
no,
magic pill, which they are
yeah,
not magic, by the way, but they want that magic
no,
pill to solve the problem because that's the quick
yeah.
and fast and easy way, right? To solve a problem. But that magic pill may create 10 more problems, right? So
It did
you
for
were,
me.
yeah, right? And most of us, okay. Do you
Yeah,
ever watch
yeah.
the commercials with the different medications that they have? They'll say, okay, we'll help you with this one or these two symptoms, but warning,
Mm-hmm,
here are
mm-hmm,
the 5 billion side effects. There are
mm-hmm.
so many side effects that they have to
Yeah,
have someone in auctioneer type form quickly spit off all of the all of the
yeah,
symptoms. I'm like,
yeah.
wait a minute, did I hear death in there? Like,
Am I gonna die?
I need
Absolutely.
to take something that might kill me to
Yeah.
to save
Yeah.
my us me some pain. I don't know about that, right? But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. It is
Oh,
how it
that's
is.
insane. That's insane. But so you have always been looking towards that holistic approach, and it's such a
Yeah.
big deal, especially when we're
Yeah.
talking about something like that we have to deal with on a monthly basis. Like we don't get
Yeah.
a choice in
Mm.
this. Well, mostly
No.
don't get a choice unless you have, specific procedures done or whatever. But we
Yeah, yeah.
don't get a
Yeah.
choice, in
No,
this
it comes
situation that
with.
they're dealing with, right? So, oh my goodness, this is something that I feel like is so like unknown. I feel like I don't think it should be revolutionary, but I feel like it is revolutionary
Yeah.
because I
I
think that
agree
it's
with
not
that.
talked about enough. Such an important work that you're doing. Oh My goodness. Okay. So like you're my favorite type of person because you took a problem, seriously, you took a
Yep.
problem and you
Yep.
said, okay, yeah, this here is my problem. This is the
Yep.
solution that they said that they have for me. This solution is creating more problems for me. And so I'm going
Yeah.
to find a real solution, one that works for me and the standards that I have for the life that I want to live. That is
Yeah.
like, that's what this
Yep.
show is all about.
Yeah,
Oh my
let's go.
goodness. Yes. Okay. So so now you learned, you researched, you learned, you grew, you changed your own life. Okay. And
Yeah.
then how did you come to a place and space where now you wanted to or were called to share this information with others? Like how'd you get started?
I mean, I feel like it was this kind of spiteful energy in the beginning of kind of like, no one told me, so I will not be quiet about it.
That's
Because
right. Oh, I like it. See, I knew you were one of my see my kind of people. Go.
so it started kind of like as a wait a minute. And and then I started health coaching and in the beginning it was more like general health. And then I had a wonderful coach and she was like, "Yeah, but Audrey, your life changed when you talked about when you looked at your own hormones." And she was like, "Do you want to specialize in that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do actually. I have things to say about this." And
Yes.
so in the beginning, it was kind of the spiteful energy that led me to kind of change what I was studying and move into more of the holistic health like movement. And in
Yes.
there, I had this support system that was like, let's take you a step further. Yeah, let's get you to where it really resonates for you.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is just something that you didn't really have an intention in mind. You weren't like, oh, okay, when I grow up, I'm going to do this here, right? That
Nope.
was not the case. It was more that what happened in your life kind of created
Yeah.
who it is and what it is that you
Yeah.
do today. Oh my goodness,
Absolutely.
that's exciting. Now, see, that's the point that I want to just share out there with so many of you out there. Like life it can just really present you with some things that seem very negative. Okay, that
Yeah.
concept of lemons, which by the way, I love lemons, so I don't understand that whole like lemons are supposed to be a bad thing though. But I guess they're sour. I don't know, but I can eat them straight off the tree, right? But
Legit.
that concept of lemons to lemonade, right? Where when you experience something in life that seems really tough, typically there's some purpose in that for you, right?
Yeah.
This is what gives us some life purpose, is to understand that my experiences have not been for nothing, right?
No.
And those of
Yeah.
us out there who can figure that out, oh my goodness, like your life's calling is in that pain, right? So turning
Absolutely.
that pain into
Yeah.
power is such a powerful thing. And your story is so fantastic to me because I'm in awe because I get to hear many stories. But this is one thing, seriously, that is rarely talked about. Those tough,
Yeah.
like I was thinking earlier for just a millisecond, I was like, oh, some people are gonna see, or I was thinking kind of specifically men though, they're gonna see that this show
Yeah.
is about a menstrual cycle periods or whatever. They're gonna be like, oh no, no, like I have to stay
Not for
far,
me.
far away from it. And there are even women who don't really want to talk about your cycle. Like
No.
it's better today than it was a long time ago, but it's
Absolutely.
still something that people tend to want to keep secret, that there's a
Yeah.
lot of shame attached to.
Yep.
And when there's a lot of shame
Absolutely.
attached, then you just don't talk about it. You just suffer in silence. So now I'm telling all of you out there, don't suffer in silence. Don't be ashamed
No.
of something that happens in your body every single week. I
That's
mean, every
right.
single month. Oh, no.
That's right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Month.
Well, I
You know,
mean, yeah.
right. Don't be ashamed of these things. Learn more
Yeah.
if you are suffering.
Yeah.
Call or reach out to. We don't call anymore. Reach out to Audrey and kind of figure out, get on the right track and figure out what's
Yeah.
going on with your specific body so that you can address your body's needs and not suffer anymore. But oh my goodness, I am so excited about what you're doing. I wish I had known it 40 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I hear that a lot. I hear that
yes,
a lot.
but now
And
that I've heard this, I'm going to help other young ladies too. Sorry, go ahead.
let's go. No, I was just gonna say you said something about sometimes men saying, "Oh, it's about the menstrual cycle," but I actually found that a lot of men will come to me and be like, "I have a feeling this isn't right." And they'll be like, "So I hear about what you're doing, so I have to ask you because my wife, partner, girlfriend, daughter, mother, it doesn't feel right what she's going through. And often it's they will say that to the woman in their life, be like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "No, no, no, it's normal." And girls, we tend to shut it down. And they'll be like, "You don't know about it. You don't understand what I'm going through," which is fair and it's true. But we normalize it so much. We're like, "It's just I'm a woman, so that's how it is." And I often get my best questions coming from partners or fathers who are like, "She has been suffering with this and it doesn't feel right to me. And I don't want to see." And I'm like, "You are right. You are correct."
Oh my goodness. Okay, so see,
Yeah.
men are stepping up. See, I come from that generation where they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we don't talk
No.
about that at all. Go
No.
talk to your mother, grandmother,
Yep.
sister." Not me, but that's first of all, that's absolutely wonderful to hear. I know men are more enlightened
It's awesome.
nowadays too. But
Yeah,
anyway,
they're coming
okay.
to it.
So so oh my goodness. Okay, so thank you so much for your share. I know that you are a wealth of information for everybody. I'm just thinking everybody out there, because if you don't yourself experience a menstrual cycle, you know someone
That's right.
who does. Now that's something that is almost a guarantee, I think, out there in this world, is we are almost guaranteed to know someone who might be, especially in someone who might be really suffering and struggling,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they may say little things that hint towards that. Then sometimes they won't. They may say things like, "Oh yeah, just really struggling right now," or
Yep.
my cramps are pretty bad, or little things like that. If you are hearing anything from a female about a menstrual cycle, then there's likely a lot more. That's just the tip of the
Yeah.
iceberg. A lot more going on with
Absolutely.
them. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid.
Yes.
Anyway, yes,
Please.
I am so happy that we got to talk about this particular subject.
Yes.
And I might have more questions for you myself. I won't ask them all here
Let's
because
go.
nobody, right? Because people will be like, wait, okay, come on with it. Now this is becoming more about you. Um, but yeah, so can you just really quickly, and we'll have them in the show notes too, of course. Can you really quickly let everybody know, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a website called spotlessgirl.com, which is the easiest way you can find me there. You'll find my social media, you'll find my email. You can find me, I mean, if you write Spotless Girl, most likely I'm gonna come up fairly in the top. But Audrey Gerber at Spotless Girl, you will find me and you will find a way to reach out for me from
Okay.
there.
All right. And what typically, for people who don't go to websites, what's the best social media platform to reach you?
LinkedIn, I would say. But I am also on Instagram. So
Okay.
whatever floats your boat.
All right. So you can find her quickly on LinkedIn or Instagram, Audrey
Yeah,
Gerber. Don't forget to look her up and take advantage of this wealth of information that she has for us, and this important subject that she's just helping so many people, I'm sure,
yeah,
or she should be anyway. Um,
I am.
with All right. Thank you so much, so much, so much, Audrey, again. For
Thank
all of you
you.
out there, don't forget that it's not about the hand you're dealt, it's about how you play it. Play it like
That's right.
Audrey. All right, everybody.
That's
Have a
right.
good day, and I'll see you again soon. Now, let me not end the recording. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And if you're interested in learning more about playing the hand you're dealt in this mental game of life, you'll love my book, Poker, A Woman's Game. To download your free chapter today, click on the link in our show notes or visit lafayawaypoker.com. See you soon.